So we got a lot of work to do, but we're out here. Big shout out to my man Ben Jammin. He's been grinding these things. He's finished second twice this week. Once to Jamin, once to Amanda Botfield, I believe. A little tricky here. Do we just rejam for 30? YOLO. We're not going to fold. I think we could probably just call with range here for a 5 big blind shove. Off of 30, that actually seems pretty standard. I think we kind of telegraph our hand when we rejam, but I'm not really interested in folding ace-jack suited. All right, we need to find 2 outs. Ben Jammin's been crushing me. Shout out to Ben Jammin. He's going to get the bounty. He's been wanting one, and he deserves one. He plays every one of these things. Just coming in with a $5. I think he plays the $5.50 satellites to get into this one. And he's just been mashing them. So big shout out there. He's going to be able to at least free roll this tournament. And he's sitting on a nice stack with about 3.5 starting stacks. Kind of unfair that I get reseated at the same table since I am a bounty. But que sera, sera. Everybody's going to get their crack at old Burke. So I'm not in for one bullet, unfortunately. But we do still have 5 more tries. A lot of people out there picking me to bubble, as they usually do. It's not that bad of a bet. We came to find out last week that I'm not capable of folding kings on the bubble. That's for sure. I just gripped it and ripped it. Luckily, it was good. Big shout out to my man Tim H. Joe Volpe in the chat. Guy from Montana. Cake Sesh. Appreciate all you nerds and brainiacs who are out here diligently sweating alongside me, hoping that I can ship this seat so that I can get you guys in the mix this December at the Win. Michael, we are popping. We're on. We're ready to rock. Thank you so much for joining. Are we popping, though? That's the question. We should be popping. Uh-oh. What seems to be going on here? Are we popping right now? We should be popping. I'm a little scared. All right, we seem to be having some sort of technical difficulty. Very strange. On my back end, it shows the stream. However, on YouTube, it says it's waiting. Did I possibly have the wrong stream key? Anything's possible. What is going on here? Okay. Hopefully you're popping now. We are going to ISO here. 2.5x. What the hell? Okay, good flop for us. All right. YouTube claims that we're live. I'm in position here, so I'm going to bet quarter pot. There we go. We are live. We are popping. Let's go. Just in time for you guys to see Been Jammin'. Absolutely mash me. Speaking of Been Jammin'. Okay. We can't really get value for our hand, so I think we just clearly play check back here. We would pretty much check back range, I believe. Very difficult to have bluffs. Our bluffs would be like jack high, king high, which have some showdown value. Just check back. We obviously lose to a queen. We're basically trying to induce a bluff out of busted hearts. So when we're thinking about value here, we're basically wondering like what it is that we can get to call that's worse. Really, it's just pocket pairs. Oh, no. Oh, I got forced into a check. Okay, whatever. I was probably going to check at some frequency there anyway. It's just between check and jam. But the thing is that I don't think like pocket nines. He's calling out of the big blind, so I don't think like pocket nines is really calling a jam. So shoving in a satellite specifically gets very thin there. You just kind of run into quads or a chop at a really high frequency. If you're new here and this is your first time checking out the stream, please smash that like button, hit the subscribe like your life depends on it, and don't forget to give us a little bit of a shout out when you get a chance. So the way that this works is I am competing for a $12,000 package to the WPT Championship in December at the Wynn. I will be giving that $12K package away to one of our subscribers and or members of our YouTube channel. So basically, it pays to be a part of our community. So far, I've won 2 seats. I haven't been doing so well in the weekly ones. They're basically like 8-handed sit and goes, and I've just been getting my head kicked in. But of the Sundays, I've played 3. I've won 2 seats so far. We're vying for number 3 today. So I'll be excited to give it away to one of you out there in Chatland. Here we have a very clear defend. Not a great flop for us. We'll call a very small bet, like 1 big blind. Oh no, I spilt my sunflower seeds. That's too big. Pocket pairs are good hands. We will very likely be all in. These are tricky spots. He's opening early enough where we don't have to jam. We could play some calls here. But I think 6s is like the cusp. We just grip and rip. Especially with the bounty on our head, there's a good chance we'll get called by 2s through 5s, where if we didn't have the bounty, that's less likely. Big shout out to Blankman, Jeffrey Goodman, Baked Alaska, Michael Tim H, Joe Volpe. Appreciate you guys all for being members of the Nerds and Brainiac squad. Jason Lee, my man. What's going on? I'm getting updates of Tom Wheaton trapping out of the big blind with 2 jacks. All right, I need to get some tunes running. I got to play them quietly so that you guys can't hear them like last week. There's something very calming to me about playing these satellites every Sunday. Like, there's no pressure. I'm literally doing it for the charity sake of aspect of it. Like, I get nothing out of it. And I hate satellites. So it's really funny. It's like it's turned this otherwise negative experience into like a sort of cathartic one where I'm playing for all of you. It'd be like if you guys as a community free rolled me into something that I didn't give a shit about. But because you free rolled me, suddenly I care a lot. Like, I really want to win this 12K package, right? And that's like a nice feeling because, you know, when this becomes your profession and you get accustomed to rising through the ranks and playing bigger and bigger and suffering through the variance day in and day out and week in and week out, it becomes very easy to lose sight of the joy that you used to feel back when you were a 2-5 grinder, driving an hour to the casino each way in order to, you know, grind for a 4 or 5 hour session before the game broke and hopefully win a couple buy-ins, et cetera, right? This kind of takes me back to that, but the pressure is like completely off. Like, I'm supposed to win. I'm supposed to be one of the better players in the field. And I'm kind of doing it in honor of the followers and the communities or the community at large and everybody else that's involved. And I don't know. That makes it gives me a lot more purpose for playing other than just collecting dollars. Here, I think we do have a potential bluff candidate. Having the ace of diamonds, I think, is an all-around negative. I got to figure out how this time bank works. I click it, I fold. I don't click it, I fold. I don't get it. Anyway, I think having the ace of diamonds is a negative there. He has fewer busted diamonds. I think most of his bluffs at that point will contain a pair, so my only play is to jam. Obviously, I can't call ace queen high. Shout out to Efro. Oh man, this is such a great name. And I'm so sorry that a lot of you aren't going to get it, but like this reference is so near and dear to my heart. To Blave. Big shout out to Blave. To Blave.eth. What an epic fucking name, man. Does anybody know the movie that references? Obviously, to Blave, don't say. You clearly know. We might have to just run it here. So he's going to have hearts a lot and he's going to have a king a lot. So what we want to do is we want to go 2E. That's what we would want to be doing with an ace. So at 1.25x pot, let me get this right. I think it's like 40%. So if we bet 2K, that'll put 9,000 in the pot and leave 6,000 behind, which would be 2/3. So yeah, no, it's half pot. So basically this will put 10,000 in the pot and we'll have about half pot behind. So we are just going to go bet, jam. We do block his best aces, and he's not calling that many ace X out of the small blind to begin with. We can obviously also get there with queen. So we're jamming here because it's very difficult to figure out what to do with a king. Basically, a king becomes indifferent. We get snapped by an ace, but God bless him if he has it. And then hearts just auto fold. Wow, he just snaps with king 10. Probably not the best play when we are a bounty, but theoretically correct nonetheless. And I think in these early stages when we have 5 re-entries, we should just be going for it, of course. New table now. New players out there with the opportunity to win a bounty off my head. Obviously, Tom Wheaton and Ashley Sleeth are a part of the influencer groups that get to play these every day, so they will not qualify as being able to win a bounty of mine, but everybody else does. Benjamin's out there in the streets. Shout out my man who stacked me and got himself a bounty. He messaged Conrad and said, "Conrad, I stacked Berkey for the bounty," with a big fire emoji. I'm happy for him, man. No matter where life takes me, probably is. Shout out to Vincent Varnays, Corey Nordstrand, Will Huggins. What's good? I'll be real curious if anybody knows what to believe is a reference to. It means to bluff, to lie. To blave. What a great reference, man. So pumped for that one. Albert Brashear, what's good? Actually, I might have already shouted you out. You get another one. Ryan Braun, my man. My man. What's good, Ryan Braun? Thank you so much for the love. He's out here with the new emotes. Everybody here who's a member, don't forget we do have some new emotes. Also, we'd love some suggestions from you guys as far as new emotes go. I think we have unlocked like 50 at this point. And currently we have like 15, I believe, for you guys to enjoy. I just added 5 or 6 more the other day. We got the Cuz emote. We got the Software I Love emote. We got the Mr. Unlimited. Got that emote out there. The Alpha Rex, for all of you who've been following me for years on the live streaming streets. You know who you are. Put the Alpha Rex up in the chat. We got the Tortoise approved. I had to get that one out there. I was real pumped for that one. All right, pretty good flop for us. Against the small blind range here, he's going to have a lot of King X. He should have some King 9, specifically suited. And he'll have like a lot of Queen Jack, Jack 10, diamonds, things of that nature. So I think we get to go half pot here since it hits these ranges a little bit harder. D. Warner says, when pickleball vlogs? Honestly, man, sooner than later, I think. I was checking out Tyson McGuffey's YouTube page, and it is absolutely ridiculous how low of a following he has with how remarkable of a player he is. So we're still pretty close to the top of range here. Of course, she's going to have diamonds some of the time, but we're not going to play cautiously. Oh, I fucked up. That's too big. I should have been betting quarter pot here. My bad. Or 30% pot. Now I feel like we're getting trapped. I'm positive we're getting trapped. If she checks, I'm going to check back. I mean, this is so fucking nitty. This is so fucking nitty. But, like, when she calls half pot and doesn't jam, like, it's just a flush. Oh, my gosh. I stink. I mean, I'm good because I got a bigger bet on the turn than I should have. I should have been betting like third pot on turn and then jamming for like half on river. Or betting 40-40, whatever. D. Warner got it. Princess Bride, and it means to bluff. That's right. It is a line out of Mad Max, the Medicine Man, played by Billy Crystal, whenever he is trying to awaken... wow, I can't remember his name now in the movie. The Prince. Well, he's not a prince. The stable boy. But he puts air in his lungs and then presses on his chest and he says, true love. But he hears to blave. And he says, to blave is to bluff. He must owe them money. He's a liar. And the wife, played by Gilda, was it Gilda Radmore? I believe played the wife. She goes, liar! Liar! He said true love. And then they speak about how it's a revenge plot against Prince Humperdinck. And he said, never mention that name in his presence again. And they start running around going, Humperdinck, 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 Humperdinck! If you guys haven't seen the movie, you really got to do yourself a favor. I hate that I checked that back on the river. I'm such a coward. I don't think she calls, but Regardless, it was only for third pot, and I really should have stuck it in. Let's see. Guy from Montana says, "What is your bounty?" It is a ticket to get back into this next or any day during the week, really. So it's a $5.50 ticket, I believe, or $5.25. I'm not sure what the buy-in is, to be honest. In any event, anybody who busts me gets a ticket to play more satellites. Literally out here giving it away, baby. That's what we do. I'm happy for Benjamin. He's been grinding these things fucking hardcore. Shout out Kate Sesh, Jeffrey Goodman, Mike Chapnick. Thank you guys. All right, we're going to get Wheaton here. Raul Ramirez. Oh, yeah, we got him, baby. We're trapping now. This is just straight trap. Might put in like the check min raise here versus old Tommy Boy. Holy. We got to start putting some chips in the middle here. We got second pair, gut shot, flush draw. Let's get his ass. How big do we go? He should have a lot of Jack X. I'm going to check jam. God damn it. Yeah, King is going to check down. He played that fine. We could have gotten a small bet. We could have bet like quarter pot and gotten called. But my hand wants to overbet. If I overbet, he's just obviously folding his hand. He has a king, no kicker, no club. Pretty bad river call if he makes it. So I give Tom enough credit for not looking me up like light there. All right, second pair here. We're going to start with a standard C-bet. This is a board texture. We're just going to be betting one blind mostly. What up, Connie? My man Conrad Simpson out there in the chat. You know he holds it down for us. Mr. Let's Get It Poppin' himself. Ryan Braun got him in the chat. I think we can double barrel here. This is a very wet texture. Our hand is worth about half pot. If we had a worse 8, like 8-7, 8-6, so like an 8 with a gut shot, would be a little bit more inclined to just check since we'd be blocking his other draws and would just be out kicked with our middle pair often. I think this one's very close, by the way, when it comes to betting second pair. We are getting check. I don't know why we're not getting jammed on here. This is very strange because I don't know what we're up against that's better. Like one pair doesn't do this ever, right? I'm just going to let it go because I guess it's just king 4 or 3-4. I don't know why he didn't jam. If he had jammed, I think I would have called, to be quite honest. So if that was a bluff and he wanted to leave some chips behind, kind of smart, I guess. Or at least it worked. I do not think that word means what you think it means. We might have to just do Princess Bride quotes this entire stream. That could be the vibe for today. Lay her down. What's going on here, man? Why is my shit on shuffle? Oh, it's not. I just have bad taste in music. Was that actually Andre the Giant's last movie before he died? I think you might be right. I remember watching it behind the scenes of The Princess Bride, or maybe it was the Andre the Giant story. I think it was the Andre the Giant story. I feel like he had a documentary that came out recently, like within the last couple of years. And they were saying that his back was so bad during the filming of The Princess Bride. I don't remember the exact details, but I feel like there was something about the scene with the horses where he was supposed to catch the princess, and like he was basically crippled at that point. So I can't remember like how they worked around that or faked that or whatever it was that they did, but I recall some detail about him not being physically able to perform that scene, and they like he toughed it out as best he could, but couldn't handle it. Miguel Gonzalez says, how did pickleball go this morning? We played men's double 3.5. And honestly, we were kind of sandbagging. I didn't realize it. Like, I thought we were playing at about our skill level. There were 12 teams. We were the second best team by a long shot. And the other team that was better than us was probably 4.5. They were sandbagging at least 2 levels because they were a solid level above us, and we should have been playing 4-0 for sure. This is a good go-off spot for us. These small pairs like to do this. Would prefer to have a diamond, I think. So we're going to start with the big bet since we don't really have a go-off. So we're going to start with a little bit more than half pot and then probably just shut it down. If we had 4s with the 4 of diamonds, I think we would go small, big, big. Ooh, mamacita. Okay. I don't really know how he is. Honestly, if the deuce were the non-diamond, I think I would just have to call there because like he's not really check jamming good hands. Anyway, we were far and away the second best team. So we blew through our first few matches, won with like no contest, just swept through. And then we met the eventual gold medal winners in the semifinals. So winner goes to the gold medal match, loser goes to the finals of the losers bracket, of which the winner will play the team that we had just lost to. So we have a chance to get a rematch. And they were just mopping us. And my partner, who is a good friend but a bit of a head case, is just kind of losing it. And this is common. Like, I've played a bunch of tournaments with him. Like, he gets emotional, and that's fine. It's really not that big of a deal. But he starts, like, talking shit. And I'm like, come on, man. Like, they're better than us. Like, they're just legitimately better than us. And, like, there's no reason to talk shit to them. So we're losing, like, 6-0. And, he's kind of getting isolated and getting a little bit more frustrated. And they're just, like, winning the dink war, and we're making more mistakes. We're just getting bodied, basically, right? So I'm like, we can't play the slow game with these guys. They're just too good. We are going to play call here off 16. I was like, we can't play the slow game here, and honestly, it doesn't cater to my style either. Like, I'm a banger. It's the only thing I'm really good at. So, let's speed this game up. And he's like, yeah, let's do that. But he was just like obsessed with taking over the game himself, and he was like stealing all my balls and everything else. So I'm getting like pretty frustrated. Anyway, we lose 11-5 the first game. What are you doing, Tom? That is a very small 3-bet. This is way too small. He should be 3-betting to like 10,000. Like enough to put me all in. This is going to end up going like... Actually, he should just be jamming. He obviously like has aces here. He definitely has aces. We're just going to try to outflop him. We did. Good for us. Sorry, Tom. I mean, if he has anything other than aces here, like, it's an absolute crime. Oh, my God. What are you doing? Heart. Ship it. That's just a jam pre. It's not that big of a mistake because, like, you have ace-king suited, but, like, it's a big enough mistake. He laid me, like, 3-1 pre. So, anyway, we go into the second game, and, like, it's very clear that we're going to lose to these guys and that we're going to have to go through the loser's bracket to play them again. So, I just kind of want to get reps in and test some strategies to see if, like, we can at least make it competitive. But my partner is just, like, blinded with rage at this point. He's shit-talking them. He's stealing all of my balls. And I have, like, this 13-second video clip. I'll play it on the podcast tomorrow where I just it's done for me. Like, I'm just totally over it. For anybody who plays pickleball, like, it's a tennis court, but it's, like, you know, the size of a badminton court instead. And it's split down the middle with tape, right? So, you know, if you're playing 50-50, you each have your box. And for he and I, we generally don't play 50-50. We play usually like 65-35, where he takes the majority of the third shots. But I have this video clip where I'm all but standing on my own baseline, and he cuts all the way in front of me to take a drive as I'm about to swing. And after he hits the ball, I just drop my hands to my side, and I just stand there. Like, I'm just done. He plays out the rest of the point by himself. I never even come up to the net. And I'm just, like, pretty over it at that point, right? So we lose pretty badly. I think we lose, like, 10-4 or something along those lines. And now we are going to the loser's bracket to play the bronze-silver match where the winner gets a chance to play for gold. And there's nobody else in the competition who can compete with us. Like, no one. We're just going to absolutely body whoever it is that we're playing in the bronze-silver match. But I feel like we've played enough tournaments together where I've had enough, and I need to kind of, like, make a point to him that this type of behavior is just, like, so bad. So I just leave. Like, his girlfriend was there, and he was, like, off talking on the side, and some of our friends were there, and I was just like, I'm going home. They're like, what do you mean? I'm like, you know, this isn't what I signed up for. Like, we're playing 3-5. We are, like, for you guys who don't understand how it works, there's a ranking system. I have to call this. There's a ranking system. It starts at 3-0, and it goes all the way up to pro, right? So it's 3-0, 3-5. Ooh, got lucky. 3-0, 3-5, 4-0, 4-5, 5-0, and then above that is pro. So we are many, 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 many levels away from being any good at this fucking game, right? And it's kind of the equivalent of playing, like, I don't know, like YMCA basketball and just, like, taking it way too seriously. So it's like, I want to win. Like, my competitive juices really flow, and I desperately want to win. And, you know, my partner Justin's my friend. I don't want to upset him, but, like, enough's enough. Like, I want to play too. Like, for 2 games, I just didn't touch the fucking ball at all. And when I did, it's like me being out of position and getting attacked because, you know, he's basically popping one up off of a dink or whatever. I was just like, this isn't what I signed up for. So I just leave. And we kind of hash it out over text. And I feel so bad afterwards. Like, I immediately feel guilty. We both apologize to each other. And, like, you know, everything's good between he and I. But anyway, we settle for bronze by default because we just skip the medal match. And everything's fine between he and I. But for the rest of the day, I had this lingering feeling of just sheer and utter misery because I'm so fucking competitive that I am beside myself upset that I walked away from a competition. Like, I would have much rather just earned a silver and went, and that would have been totally fine by me. Like, we were totally outclassed by this other team, and it didn't bother me one bit. Like, I shook their hand after they beat us, said I'd see you in the finals. Like, no big deal, right? Like, it was just clear they were far and away the better team. But he was acting like the sportsmanship was so poor that I was too embarrassed to show my face in the medal round game again and like have to play them knowing that he was behaving this way and knowing that like I couldn't stop him from behaving this way again. So it was like I swallowed my pride basically and was just like, look, I'm not going to compete like this, whatever. But man, I could not shake it. Even though we're only playing 3-0 and even though we were only competing for like, bullshitty fake medals or whatever, I was like genuinely upset I was a little upset with myself also for like the way I handled it. I should have like sought him out and said like, hey, I'm not sticking around and like hashed it out face to face. But instead I just kind of like was too pissed and I just left and we hashed it out via text and whatever, everything's fine. But I think I could have handled it better. But then on top of that, it's like, I just know I let some fucking scrub team get silver by default because we backed out of the fucking medal match. And that just doesn't sit right with me at all. Like, I almost skipped the stream to go play rec tonight just because like I feel like I didn't get my licks in, Like, I was supposed to really be out there grinding today and we just played a bunch of fucking soft matches, and then when we were supposed to play somebody good, I just completely got shut out. That's my story about my pickleball tournament today. Very frustrated. In the meantime, we picked up 4.5 starting stacks. We bodied Mr. Wheaton himself. My apologies to Tom. My apologies to Ashley. We put her in a body bag too. Tom texts me and he goes, I should have jammed pre with your stacks. I just go, duh. Come on, Tom. What are you doing? Oh, man, my foot fell asleep. I was supposed to take a break, but I was too busy telling my story. So now I will sit here with a foot that's fallen asleep and read my text messages. Doo-doo. Albert Bashir says, I feel like I'm 80 today. Ran a half marathon yesterday after running all of 15 miles the previous 3 weeks combined. Bro, that's some serious shit. Do we have a defend here? Probably not. Not in a Satty. What do we have? King 8? King 3. We lose. All right, let me catch up on chat after my 10-minute rant there. Thank you guys so much for listening. That felt nice to get off my chest. Bum bum bada bum bum bum. Also, if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, consider joining the Nerds and Brainiacs. Smash that join button, become a part of our community. There are some perks, like additional luck factor when winning a 12K seat. Shout out to Jacob Markups. He says, Erie in the house, 814. What's good, my man? Hope you're holding it down in those Erie streets. I was actually hanging out with a bunch of Erieites prior to coming to this stream. We were watching some football. A lot of friends from college moved out here with me. I see them on Sundays usually. That sounded, baby. Nick M says, did anyone come up with a name better than Nerds and Brainiacs because they deserve a seat? The answer is no. I think Nerds and Brainiacs good. I'm going to stick with it. Stoners and Maniacs. It's only fitting for Conrad. Sophia L says, why did you have to call with 5-4? Because it was only a min raise. I'd already put in 1,700. Birch says, yo, Burke, the wife's friend just said he goes to the gym a lot. You should invite Amber to the gun show. I don't know who Amber is, but big shout out to your wife's friend, Birch. I appreciate her for noticing. Thank you. Yeah, I think my pickleball ability has graduated to the point where Justin and I probably don't complement each other any longer. We both want to be kind of the main feature and be the most aggressive players. It just doesn't really work that way. You usually have to find somebody who's willing to give and take. I play a lot better mix because since girls are just shorter in stature, they tend to take less of the court. A lot of the attacks happen at the net, with like the chest high balls, and oftentimes being long just allows you to attack more. So being a 6-foot guy with like a 6'3" wingspan just allows me to hold down the net in a very aggressive way. So when I get to play mix, I just get to be very aggro on balls that pop up to my forehand anywhere in the middle, things of that nature. Where with Justin, we're a lefty-righty combo, so we both play with our strong hand in the middle, and we start fighting for balls in the middle. Even though I'm taller than him, he's fast, and he makes up a lot of space, so he tries to like set himself up and basically take advantage of a lot of attacks that way. So I think it's gotten to a point where when I was a lot worse, we were very good partners because he could take 80%. I could just like smash all the balls that came directly at me. But it probably works a lot less now. I think we would make each other a lot better by playing against one another often. Gigamesh says, have you played versus Ashley in real life? No, but I know her well. I'm very good friends with her fiance, Jesse. I don't think we've ever played, but we've hung out. Shout out to Christian's DR Mamacita. We appreciate you. As always. Oh, I know what I need to make. I need to make a tangent emote. That's what we need to make. Flying like a cannonball coming to the earth. We're never folding this. We're basically all in no matter what happens. This is a very easy rejam. Can't really induce. We're only 20 blinds effective. Ooh, snap. Oh, no. Hey, hold. Deuce? What a fade. Let's go. And that's how you lock up a seat, ladies and gentlemen. No, we're a long way away from locking up a seat. We're halfway there, though. We do have 6 starting stacks. Wow. I just butchered the spelling of tangent. Zach Sprague says, yo, didn't win the Jamin drawing, so I figured I would see what's going on over here. I got you, Zach. I got you. I am going to win a seat. I promise. I am going to grab headphones real fast. Hang on one sec. All right. Don't worry, KZ Killer. We still got the Alpha Wreck emote out there. I got you, homie. Man, I will say this. I ate way too much junk food this afternoon. And it wasn't even that much. It was probably like 1,500 calories worth. But I just don't know why I do it, man. I don't know why I do it. I don't enjoy it. It's like my punishment for... Shout out to Horny Pots. Nice flip there, buddy. It's like my punishment for playing like shit today in pickleball. I just have to eat sugar. Stuart Taylor says, good luck, Matt. Hope we can get a bigger squad together for Vegas. Talking about pickleball, man? Because I'm fucking in. You know I'm in. JR says, Pickle Pro at this point. Honestly, I'm fucking trying. It's wild, man. So pickleball is going to be bigger than poker. I'm incredibly confident with that statement. It just is. It's the fastest rising sport in America by such a long shot. But it's still in its infancy to the point where, like, Tyson McGuffey is one of the biggest pros around. And he has his own YouTube page where he does a weekly podcast and a monthly, like, training video. And the training videos are fucking good. Like, really, really, really top-notch, top-of-the-line good. And he has no following at all. This is close between a call and a jam. I think we're just going to play call. Probably could do all three options with this one, actually. Probably could have just folded two. He has like 15,000 followers, and his videos get like 4,000 views. It's fucking crazy. Like, he's clearly spending a lot of money on production to get these done. We have a clear peel, I think. Yeah. That's a bad turn. That is a bad turn. How many times a week do I play pickleball? Just fold. Probably on average 5, I would say. Sarah W says, can we be wives? Spelled W-H-Y-V-E-S. I like that. Evan says, yo, Burke, please don't bust me today. A double would be nice, though. What's your name on here, Evan? Which one are you? I'll look out for you. Fold. Tim H says, long delay on the YouTube stream. It's 5 minutes. Can't have anybody sniping us, man. You know how it goes. Adam says, what's the buy-in? How many seats? The buy-in is 550. There are 8 seats guaranteed. 46 out of 122 remain. So with late reg closing, there is about an 80-person overlay, meaning about 40K, which is about 3 seats, or about 3 packages. Guy from Montana says, how are you going to give away the rest of the seats if not on the podcast? I'm not sure yet. We will probably still do it on the podcast. we're just going to take our time with it and come up with something creative. It may still be the same contest that we've been doing, but I think it makes sense to create more FOMO around it. Give everybody a chance to like really tune in. Our viewership wasn't very good last week whenever we gave away the seats, so I want to make sure that whatever it is that we do makes logical sense for everybody involved. Okay, so this one is interesting. Oh, we just have a jam now, I think. 20 big blind open, ace jack off. Yeah, this is just going to be a shove. We could play flat, especially with the big blind being so short. But I think this would reopen the action if he jammed. And then we would have to fold to a shove, which is pretty shitty. Okay, let's go. Yeah. Jack. Jack. Come on. Ryan Braun says, are any of you going to Thunder Valley or just Landon? I didn't even know Landon was going, to be honest. So definitely just Landon. No matter what. Oh my God, yes! Scruff McGruff. How could I not have a Scruff McGruff? Great idea. Great idea, Scooter. Scruff McGruff, Chicago, Illinois, 60652. Do 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 do. So these hands do 3-bet a bit, but probably not at this depth quite so much. And the fact that it's a Satty, I think we just empirically play a little bit more conservative in these spots. Maybe not, though. Maybe I should just be like really piling on the aggression here, because now I can't really float on a dry board. So reentry is closed. We're 4th in chips right now. Pretty good spot to be. Shout out to Luna. Appreciate you for stopping in. Shout out to Jersey Mamacita. Not to be confused with Christian's DR Mamacita. Jeffrey Goodman says, not joking. Pickleball is crazy popular at nudist resorts, I hear. I could see that, man. I could definitely see that. Just to catch everybody up who may be tuning in for the first time, we are playing a satellite to the WPT Championship event, 15 million guarantee this December at the Wynn. If I win the seat, I will actually be giving it away to one lucky viewer. I'm not sure when that giveaway will take place, but it will be on our podcast, the Only Friends podcast, that you can catch at noon Monday through Friday right here on the Solve for Why YouTube page. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. We appreciate all the support. Consider joining the membership. You get a nice green tag like you see in the chat. You become a part of the Nerds and Brainiac crew, get access to a bunch of fun emotes, and get to support the community, which we greatly appreciate from each and every one of you. I feel like we got away from the Princess Bride quotes. We should get back on those. GG, Mr. Wheaton. Unfortunate to see his demise. Okay, here we have 30 bigs. This is going to play as an open. Evan says, I'm the genius's buddy. You sent me to the showers on the bubble last week. Oh, I'm the genius. Sorry. Yes, that was very unfortunate. I will try not to bust you today. I think this is Lingo Martin. She's going to get a quick double from us for a couple big blinds. Best of luck to the genius, Evan, as he's better known. Let's see if he's still in the pool. Wow, Jamie Kerstetter out in the mix. Ram punts out there. The genius, I don't see you, man. Where you at? I feel like the worst has happened. Oh, wow, he's next to last in chips. He has 9K. Let's go. Time to spin. I'm rooting for you, my man. There is still a bounty on my head. Anybody who busts me will get a $5.50 ticket to play more of these satellites. I'm not quite unbustable. Wrong again has a shot. I cover everybody else except Icarus, and I believe Icarus is one of our influencers. Maybe not though. Crescent Roll Carl says, do you think Sam Querrey can come from tennis and become a top pickleball player? I don't know Sam Querrey, but the answer is simply yes. Tennis players have a tremendous advantage and transition very quickly. They basically start out at the 3-5 level, where it took me 2 years to get that good. I have no ground strokes. I have no background in racket sports, so I'm very sloppy. And the more professional pickleball that I watch, the more I realize that I don't stand a fucking chance, man. I just don't. This is going to be a fold. Twinkle Beaver says, never been to Vegas before, but the passport is in the mail. Looking forward to you making it out here for the Win Championship. If any of you guys are going to be on site for the Win Championship, make sure you stop by and say hi. We're going to be doing the Only Friends podcast live from the Win on the, what's day one? The 12th? The 12th, the 13th, and the 14th, I believe, are all the day ones. So we will be there for day one, A, B, and C, live on site, doing the Only Friends podcast morning of. Hope that we are able to have a studio audience. If so, I hope to see some of you guys there. Blame it all on me. When I lose control, on the new. Blame it me. Doug R says, cuz. We got a cuz emote. Now, what you should have asked me, cuz. What you should have asked me. Cuz, I'm saying, I was looking at you today. And you don't look so good, cuz. Man is a legend. Blame it all on me. I hate that you guys keep making poop out of the pirate symbol. God damn it. Leave my buckos alone, man. We get it. We're not good. Whoa. Chasing this American dream. 39 remain. Top 8 are going to get seats. We're going to need to triple up our stack to lock a seat, I think. Roughly 120 will do it. The last seat we won, we were a massive chip leader. We had like half the chips in play, like 400K. But yeah, I think like 12 starting stacks will be a lock for us. Oh man, every time I sit like this, my foot falls asleep. What am I doing? I gotta be smarter. Zach Sprague says, I wish I could play these in the States. I feel your pain, man. I wish I could keep my seats. You know? I'm with you. Luckily, we are going to be giving away any satellites that we win. So at a minimum, you at least have an opportunity to be a part of the lottery of the seat giveaway that is our podcast. We appreciate you for being a member. That will get you extra favor in said lottery. Extra luck factor, if you will. Victor C says, how much does the Satty cost to enter? $550? I believe so. It's either $525 or $550. I'm not sure. Andy M says, why not play golf like all former pitchers? You know, I never got into golf. I think part of it is that I just can't for the life of me take up a sport that is more mentally taxing than poker. And what I mean by that is like in poker, you're really only competing against your own ability to execute. Right? I mean, you're kind of navigating your opponent's strategy as well. But largely speaking, you just have a strategy to execute, and it's on you to do it as accurately as possible. And from that, alongside variance, will come your win rate. In golf, it's just you versus the course, and I hate that. I just absolutely hate that idea because it feels so capped, right? Like, I'll just have a limit on what I can shoot, you know? And granted, I will spend most of my lifetime trying to progress that limit. You know, maybe I start off shooting 100 and I work on trying to shoot 80 and then I work on trying to shoot scratch. And then maybe I even get good enough that I'm a, you know, -1 or 2 handicap, whatever. But like the best golfers in the world are just, they're capped. Right? They're capped by the course. They're capped by the game. It really becomes a consistency of how often they perform at their handicap. And I just hate that sort of construct for a sport, right? Like when it's so tangibly measurable what your ability is, it bores me to death, right? Like if baseball were as simple as the numbers, where like if you're a 300 hitter, you're just a fixed 300 hitter. You can never do better, or it's very unlikely you'll do better. I just like wouldn't care. But the thing with baseball is that you can always push the boundary, right? Like if you're a 300 hitter one season, you can find ways to get 10% better year over year until obviously you begin to regress. But that's the pursuit your entire life, especially like coming up through the ranks. There is no ceiling, right? When you're in high school, when you're in college, if you're lucky enough to make it to minor leagues and whatnot, there's no cap because you can just always outperform your peers. You can always outperform your former self. You're still young and you're still growing and you're progressing. The cap doesn't really set in until you're a vet, you know? And the same holds true for all sports. I use baseball as an example because it's so statistic heavy, but as you get into lesser statistical sports like football, there's no obvious ceiling, right? It's just not apparent at all what anybody's ceiling is. Like, you can be an MVP one season and a dog the next, or vice versa. We just have a check back here. We do have more 3X than him, but we don't really get a queen or a 5 to fold. So all we would be folding out is floats, and some of those floats would be spades. And that's a really shitty river. We don't even really have the opportunity to bluff now. That's just easy fold. I'm glad he bet. Luna says, what does it take to get that yellow badge? Just click that join button and you'll become a member of our community. I believe, yep, Ryan Braun just put it in the chat. Hashtag membership. Follow that link. It'll take you to the join. Eric Beck says, did we get your World Series recap yet? Phillies stink. There's the recap. They were just outmatched, man. I bought the hype during the NLCS. I bought into the Bryce Harper hype. I bought into the hot hand hype. And when it was 2-2, I really did think that they had a shot. But when they got no hit, it was over. That was it. I said it was no big deal because it was a combined no-hitter, but, like, it's deflating. Oh, boy. Oh. Long day. I've been up since 6. When I'm with you. All right, the goal is to double up before the next break. We have 30 minutes, 25 minutes. Obviously, I can't control these things, but I'm hopeful. Whoa. Now we'll sing. Vambo says, I quit golf when I realized I was never getting better than a 10 handicap on average, and I got older. Yeah. I mean, like, that's the thing with pickleball. I know I'll never be pro, but it's not out of the realm of possibility, right? Like, it's not 0%. It's like sub 1% probably. But the progression is completely viable. And I have enough of an athletic background where it's like I routinely year over year improve significantly. So it's like, even though I know I'll never go pro, I can play this sport for another 30 years and at least convince myself or twist my version of reality enough to believe that the opportunity is still there. I stopped playing rec league baseball whenever that dream died. At 30, it was like, okay, I guess I'm never fucking getting signed. And it's like, I tore my ACL that year and I was like, I'm not going to bother rehabbing it for baseball purposes. Like, I'll get back to the point of being strong. I rehabbed it, but I didn't continue to throw and train and all the shit that I needed to do to keep playing, which sucks. Like, I wish I was still in my, because like at 40, I think if I had stayed in shape, I could still easily compete at the adult baseball level. And I wish I had kept up with it because I really do love the game. But at some point you just kind of have to let the dream die. It's like giving up on your first crush, You'd like to hang on to it in some little capacity, like some less than capacity compared to how it used to be, but it's better to just have a clean break and just separate yourself altogether. Luna says, can those outside of the U.S., example Canada, play the WP2 tournament too? Yes, absolutely. Anybody's welcome to play the actual event in Vegas. As far as the satellite goes, you just have to be in one of the accepted regions. So it's like Europe, Canada, or I should say some parts of Europe and some parts of Canada. Like Toronto, I believe, is exempt. We are just patiently waiting for hands. Jamin out there doing work again, trying to win his third seat. This will be a jam if it folds to us. And it did. Good luck us. Would be lovely to get it through. Let it go. Let it go, boss. You don't want to call this one off. Good job. Doo-doo. We got work to do, team. Justin says, Berkey, did the Phillies pull Wheeler and not let him finish the sixth inning? Would you have pulled as a manager there? Said why. Sorry. Why did they pull Wheeler? It's tough. I don't know the Phillies bullpen well enough. I thought he was throwing well. And basically, off the eye test, any time that I think a pitcher is still capable of getting me outs, like I'm not an idiot. I don't think I can control variance, and I think that a lot of managers feel this way, where it's like if a pitcher gives up a hit, right? Like say they come out for the sixth and they're like 80 pitches in, and they give up a leadoff hit. It's like, okay, so what? Like that happens 30% of the time, 25% of the time, whatever. But a lot of them will just be like, oh, he's at 8 pitches. I was going to pull him after this inning anyway. Now that there's a runner on, like get him out of there. It's like, well, this is kind of silly because, all right, I'm going to try to sneak one through. This is very dangerous. This is kind of silly because it's like this guy's been pitching with runners on all fucking game, and now you're about to bring in a cold arm and have him deal with like the tying run at the plate or something like that with a guy who like maybe running, you know what I mean? Like it's just it's a tough scenario to come into as a reliever. Oh, we got ourselves into this mess. We're going to one big blind this. Hope for the best. Don't get jammed on. Whee! Oh boy, is this a defend? I think it has to be suited. Probably fold the offsuit always. Blah. Check fold now. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, we give up. We give up. Blind versus blind. This is a jam. Godspeed. King high for 10 is a no-brainer. Let's go. Tim H says, Berkey, are you sad Vertucci got hacked again? I could not possibly care less. It really gives me a lot of faith in their stream security, though. I'll tell you that much. Jeffrey Goodman says, Berkey, I find that the social component of golf is the most fascinating part. When it's you versus the course, yourself, and your opponents, finding optimal bets and executing is turtle power. Tortoise approved. That's just not me, man. Like, I'm not one to negotiate bets. I don't like that aspect of like trying to get over on somebody or trying to set like zero EV lines. I don't really enjoy because it's rare that you actually land on them. You know, somebody's usually getting worked. Turning 21. Jamie, and Rampage are all sitting together on their table and doing well. Shout out to those three. Disha says, you can also play Club WPT and win a seat. You just need VIP and Diamond membership. Shout out to Club WPT. It sounds like they're giving away seats as well if you guys want to check those out. Those are legal within the United States, I believe. Yeah, I think instead of golf, I would take up fishing again. I fished a lot when I was a kid. I loved it. That's a fold. I greatly enjoyed fishing when I was young. A young man, spry young man. Wow, they both have it. GG. 24 remain. 8 people get a seat. We're just hanging on by a moment. We are dead smack in the... Well, a little worse than in the middle. We're 15 of 23. Oh, man. From later in position, this would definitely be a call-off. I think versus hijack, it's a fold. We would call versus button or small blind. Very painful to fold this hand. Wait. It hurts to play correct. It really does. There's Mr. Jamin himself, Belieber. He made it to our table. Good luck, young man. remember it all too well. Just between us, and love affair, we you all too well. Yeah, I'm listening to the Tay-Tay. What of it? Why are you surprised? It's tortoise approved. I feel like I'm going to regret not calling off the Jack 10 suited. Not even because I was going to win, but just because it's so pretty. Shout out to the poker boss. Appreciate you, my man. Sean McCormick in the chat. He's out here. I don't think this is a jam for 8. Yeah, I don't think so. Well, now it definitely is a fold, which is good to know. The weird thing about satellites are that you just kind of get to play tighter than you usually would. Oh, we would have won. I'm confident it'll hold. Don't worry. See? My man Jamin out here doing the hard work. Busting people. We get a double here. It's worth a lot. And this is definitely a jam. Should it fold to us? And it will. Godspeed. I say definitely, but this is probably relatively close. Like Queen 9 is for sure a fold. All right, Jamin, let one go. Jesus, man. Give somebody else a crack at the bounty. This fucking guy. He loves to play all in pots versus me. He just loves it. Come on. Queen Jack? 10. Get the fuck out of here. Yo, I don't know if that's a good call, Jamin, but I'm going to let you have it, man. I'm going to let you have it. All right, team. We couldn't do it today. I'm sorry. I tried. I did the best I could. Hopefully you enjoyed the stories. Hopefully you enjoyed my misery, my pain. Man, I miss being in this seat, you know? I think Conrad's been killing it as host, for what it's worth. But I do miss what goes into hosting the show. It's been nice getting to just chill. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, I don't know. We got some things to dabble with in the near future. I think we're just going to keep experimenting. If you guys have any feedback you'd like to leave us on things you enjoy from the podcast, things that you would like to see change, things that you would like to see us bring back, please make sure you leave a comment below. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and be sure to join the community. I'm going to be grinding these satellites all week. I promise you, I absolutely promise you that before the WPT Championship in December comes, I will win another seat and give another one away to our community. So I appreciate you guys as always for tuning in. That's going to do it. It's been a short stream today. I got to get a little bit of sleep. I'm out of here. Thank you guys. We'll be back next Sunday. Make sure you tune in. Only Friends podcast tomorrow at noon. Sunday stream as always. We're going to leave you guys with a little ads on the way out. See you guys later. Blind vs. Blind and No Limit Hold'em is a unique island that rarely presents itself elsewhere in game dynamics. The beauty of this spot is that the lack of intimate knowledge of correct frequencies leads to a lot of street poker.
I'm gonna float with devious intentions here.
2 ranges, both wide, where both players are defaulting back to their game theory pillars in order to try to intuit a strategy on the fly. In other words, mistakes will be made.
Yeah, I don't know, guys. Guess we're just not going to win any pots today.
I can say that without a shadow of a doubt, this proved to be the most exploitative hand by both parties that we have ever examined on Second Thought.
We definitely flop advantage. We have more overpairs than he does.